Hi and welcome back. In this lesson we are going to see more advanced sample of encapsulation. We will continue with the previous example of air condition, but let's say that now I was required to add functionality such as if the power was set to value, change the working status to be true as well. Okay, so I will do a set power and right after that I will call set working with true. Let's run the code and see. Yes, the power was set to 15 and the working is true. Looks good, right? Well, the functionality is provided as asked, but there is one problem. If I would like to have well-encapsulated code, this functionality should be written in the air condition class and not here. In order to do that, let's remove the set working from the main class and go to the set power method and add the following line. This working equal true. Now each time someone will be calling the set power method, the working mode will be set to true automatically. We can run the program and see the result. Great, the power was set to 15 and working was set to true, and the functionality is well encapsulated. In the same manner, let's say I was requested to set the power to 15 and the working mode to true if the temperature was set. So now I already know I should implement it in the setTemp method, so the data will be well encapsulated. So I will add here, if power equals 0, this power equals 15, and the working equal true. Now let's change the main to set temperature 25. Great, the power was set to 15 and the working was set to true, and the temperature was set to 25. The functionality is well encapsulated. Now if I was also required to make some validation on the input, such as the power valid value should be between 0 to 20, the temperature valid value should be between 10 to 30. Okay, what is the best way to implement it? So in order to provide the desired functionality, I've added two methods into my main class. First method is setting the power value, but it first validates that the input power is between 0 to 20. The second method is setting the temperature value, but it first validates that the input temperature is between 10 to 30. As you can see, in both cases, an illegal argument exception is thrown if the input is not valid. If the input is valid, it is calling the setter method of the power and temperature. Looks good? We can call this method from the main, and in case of invalid input, an illegal argument exception will be thrown with the correct exception. But again, the problem is that this is not a well-encapsulated code. What should we do if we would like to have a well-encapsulated code? We should move this validation code into the setter method of the power and temperature in the air condition class itself. Let's do it. Now the code is well encapsulated. Let's check this code by changing my input in the main method and run the program. Yes, we can see that an illegal argument exception is thrown with the correct error message. Very nice. One last thing I want to show is that we can provide another method which are changing the member variable in an encapsulated way. For example, if I would like to increase or decrease the temperature with 1 degree, I can do it from the main, such as like this for example, but the better way to do it is to create two methods in the air condition class, one to increase the temperature by 1 and the other to decrease the temperature, like this. Now let's use it in our main method. Okay, let's run and see the result. Great, now the temperature was increased with a well encapsulated code. Okay, let's sum up. As discussed in the previous lesson, in encapsulation the variable of the class should be hidden from other class and can be accessed only through the method of their current class. All data change and manipulation should be controlled from the method of this class and not from another class. In this way, we have one central place which controls the data, so the code will be well encapsulated and also easier to maintain in the future. In the next lecture, we will continue with interview questions related to inheritance, which is one of the object-oriented basic concepts and have a potential to a very confusing questions. Thank you for listening and waiting to see you in the next lecture.